Hey guys, the Wild Stu here. Today I'll be looking to bring you some terminology and basics for Gears of War 1. Hopefully this will help people improve their playstyle a little or just give them a bit more knowledge about the game in general. So let's kick things off with the movement side of the game and wall bouncing. Wall bouncing is one of those things, it's kind of mostly used by the more advanced players in the game. Not many noobs wall bounce around, but it's the sort of thing I would say is definitely worth learning, because if you're in a 1v1 situation or a 2v1 situation, or most situations to be honest, if you can get in and around your opponent or get behind your opponent even better, and you can get your shots off while they're sort of hard aiming or trying to pop shot you, then a lot of new players struggle playing against people wall bouncing. It's kind of, it's very quick and it just throws people off of the game, and yeah, I would definitely say it's one of the most important things to learn, especially if you're a Slayer or an individual player. You don't really play in parties. It's kind of big. I know in all these clips I'm not really fighting anybody, but this is just to show you just how quickly you can bounce around the map if need be. So let's move on to the shooting. There's 4 types of shots in Gears of War. There's the blind fire, the pop shot, the hard aim, and the no scope. If we go into a bit more detail on each of them, the blind fire is where you just hip fire. You don't press LT at all. I mostly find this to be used in close combat 1v1 situations where you sort of bounce, if you will bounce around people and you're getting your shots off like that, because obviously from longer range there's no real advantage to not, you know, zooming in and not getting the full bullet spread. But in Gears of War 1 compared to any other Gears, it doesn't work quite as effectively, for the simple reason of the bullets just go so straight. There's no real splash as you get with a shotgun. Obviously the radius of a shotgun should be larger than the radius of, say, a Lancer or a pistol, for example, but although it is, it's not nowhere near the radius it should be. So I would say blind firing is kind of, it's a little bit more niche, it's a little bit harder. I would leave that one till you're more comfortable with the game, to be honest. The only other weapon bar the shotgun that I would say it's worth ever blind firing with is maybe the sniper, but that's only really if you're looking to show off. The pop shot is my favourite shot in this game, because it gives you the advantages of the hard aim, where obviously you can see fully where your bullets are going to go, but it also gives you the freedom of the blind fire and the ability to move that little bit quicker, rather than just hard aiming and being very, very static. This works in pretty much any situation, as long as it's obviously not too long range, but again, it only really works for the shotgun. There's no real point in blind firing a Lancer, or maybe in very close range situation you can blind fire a Lancer, but you're going to lose that fight 9 times out of 10 against a shotgun. But the pop shot, all you have to do is you tap in the left trigger, and instead of holding it in, so obviously it fully expands, if you just tap it and you sort of like get half zoomed in, and it's just a lot quicker, because obviously you come out of the zoom a lot quicker if you just tap in it, and therefore it gives you more freedom to move around. Hard aim is arguably the best shot in the game, definitely the most powerful. But for me, it just falls second to pop shot with the shotgun, for the simple reason of it doesn't give you the freedom of vision or movement that I feel you need in shotgun fights. Maybe in a very close range fight with a shotgun 1v1 hard aim, yeah, that will work. But personally, I mostly like using it if I'm leaning up against a piece of cover, for the simple reason of you don't need your vision that much if you can basically cover one side of your body with a wall. So yeah, I'll definitely say that the hard aim is more for when people are pushing you rather than when you're pushing people. But for the Lancer, I would say hard aiming, and the pistol for that matter, hard aiming is kind of all the time, because you're never really going to do that close range. So anything from mid to long range, hard aim with a pistol or a Lancer is definitely the way to go. Fourth and final shot in Gears of War is the no scope. The no scope's only used with the sniper, although technically you no scope with a pistol. Most people don't really call it a no scope, so we'll just say it's just with the sniper. The no scope is defined by the zoom. Obviously, when you're fully zoomed in by LT and then the left thumbstick in makes the full zoom, which is fine for long range, but mid to close range, it's not. You're too zoomed in. There's just no real vision. So I would say no scoping on close to mid range is the way to go with the sniper. It just gives you the freedom, and it does enough damage where you can even shoot it at close range and then get your shotgun out to finish the job, or a pistol for that matter. Sort of keeping in with the how to shoot the gun side of things, this technically isn't a type of shot, it's more of a glitch, but it's obviously a glitch they're aware of because they've left it in the game from the original. But wall peeking. This is where you can stand up against the bit of cover without actually sticking yourself onto it, just standing next to it, just standing in front of the bit of cover. And you can manipulate it where you're behind the cover and even your gun is, but it can shoot through the corner of the wall. It's massively helpful, especially when fighting against snipers, because if people get a sniper and they're just trying to hard aim you, because how easy it is to snipe on this game, you're probably gonna like get your head shot off more often than not. So at least this way you can still shoot at the sniper without actually exposing your head and getting killed. So let's move on to the active reload. The active reload is probably one of the things that separates Gears from most games, in the sense that you can have 2 degrees of damage. If you get the reload at the start and hit it in the bit where it's slightly brighter colour, you'll have a power boost, but it doesn't last for that long. It does wear off in the clip. Obviously your bullets are still there, but you can tell the difference when it's an active and when it's not, because the bullets will flash, and again you just get a power boost. A lot of people do this coming out of spawn, depending on if they're a slayer or a support player. It works for both. If you're a support player, people tend to shoot, say, quarter of a clip of their lancer down and then get into position before getting the reload and waiting for the people to actually be in position. Whereas with the shotgun, maybe you're going to shoot 1 or 2 bullets, and then again though, wait until you're close to combat. If you see somebody and you want to push them, get your active reload then and then push them, otherwise you're just wasting the damage boost. Now for what I believe to be the most important part of Gears of War, to be honest, especially from the teamwork point of view, is the spotting / tagging system. Some people call it spotting, some people call it tagging. But basically all you do is you aim and then you tap it in the left thumbstick, so L3, and it puts a marker above the opponent's head. This is crucial for if you're in a team and somebody's running up behind you, for example, and you don't have a mic connection with this person. They can just spot him, you'll see it, you'll see the person behind you, you can turn around and you can basically, it can save your life. It's just that important. If everybody's spotted at every opportunity, the game would be a lot better for it. It's so simple as well. It's nothing to it. It's just having the ability to focus on what you're doing, as well as the ability to do that at the same time. It can be very tricky if you're in a 2v1, for example, and being pushed. If you spot them, you can get support, whereas if you just try and take the 2v1, you're more likely to lose. But if you get that tag on one of them, somebody might start cross-lancering for you or anything, and then all of a sudden that 2v1's a 2v2, or sometimes even more in your favour. So I would definitely say spotting is big. Damn it! I think that just about covers everything I'd like to cover in this video. I've tried to not go too basic but not too advanced. Hopefully this is a nice level for people. Any suggestions on how I can improve these videos in the comments would be greatly appreciated. I think that's about all for today. Thanks for watching, bye bye for now.